When it comes to screen accurate diecasts, there's one detail that almost always falls short: the license plate. But that's going to change because today I'm going to show you one of the easiest mods you can do to level up your model cars and make them vault worthy in any state. Hey guys, welcome to the Model Car Vault. My name is Rick and I absolutely love when brands nail the details. But as we know, no model is exactly 100% screen accurate. There are almost always compromises. But a license plate? That should be the easy part, right? Well, some brands do get it right, like on this General Lee or this Magnum PI Ferrari. But more often than not, they miss completely. You'll get movie logos slapped on instead of real plates, or completely random plates, and sometimes nothing at all. So why does this happen? Well, the reason usually comes down to licensing. Yeah, turns out license plates need licensing too. So unfortunately, brands often skip them altogether. But fortunately for us, this is one of the simplest, cheapest, and most satisfying upgrades you can do yourself. And trust me, anyone can do this. Now, I've got a bunch of models here waiting for plates, and I've saved them specifically for this video. But before we head over to the Diecast DMV, hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos just like this. Alright, so today I've got 7 1/18 scale diecasts we're going to use as examples, starting with the family truckster, the clean version. And this one's actually kind of funny because it looks like Greenlight had the licensing, but instead of the accurate Lou Glutz Motors plates, they just slapped on the Vacation logo instead, front and back. Same with Dom's Buick here. Jada decided to put a Fast and Furious logo instead of the Dominican Republic numbered plate. Now hey, I get it. Putting the movie logo helps identify where the car is from, but for me, I just want screen accuracy. Next, we have a Hazard police car with no rear plate. Now I can imagine there must have been a lot of different plates used on several police cars over the show's run. But after researching, I found one consistent plate in at least 2 different episodes, so we'll go with this one. Alright, then we have the Bandit Trans Am from Ertl, who for some reason gave it a Rebel flag plate, which, you know, is wrong in many ways, but it's supposed to have the iconic Ban 1 plate. And honestly, I don't know how they missed that one. Alright, here's an interesting one. An unofficial movie car, the red GT500 Mustang, used an I Am Legend, made by Hot Wheels. Out of the box, it's stock, just has an SVT plate. But if you look closely in the film, it actually has a Manhattan Ford plate. So once we add that, this will be a legit screen accurate movie car. Alright, here we have the Bullet Charger. This one actually has the correct rear plate, but it's missing the matching front plate, which we clearly see in the film. And what's weird is that this is from Ertl, the same company that made the Bullet Mustang, which has a front plate. And finally, the Ferris Bueller Ferrari. And this one really surprised me because it's a Hot Wheels Elite, which I paid top dollar for. Now, to be fair, it is super detailed, but not super accurate. It's missing the iconic Nervous plate, one of the most famous license plates in movie car history. How do you leave that one out? Well, today we're fixing all of that with my simple 5-step process for creating custom license plates for your models. And honestly, it's easier than you expect. Alright, step 1, verification. That means going back to the movie or TV show, pausing scenes, and verifying you've got the exact plate. We're basically fact-checking here, and sometimes that means going beyond the film, digging up behind the scenes photos or stills to get a clearer view and fully confirm what you're printing is accurate. Step 2, find or create the plate image. Start by Googling the car's plate to see if an image of it already exists online. For popular movie or TV cars, you'll usually find real photos or recreations pretty easily. The I Am Legend plate was a bit tougher to find, but a fellow collector sent me his artwork. Thanks, Bill. The Bandit plate though, that's super easy to find. Once you find a good match, download it or simply screen grab it. For 1/18 scale, plates are only about an inch wide, so they don't have to be super high resolution. If you can't find the plate, then we need to create it. An easy option is a site like Acme License Maker. Just enter the state, the closest matching year, and the plate number, and boom, you've got a downloadable version. It might not be totally accurate or high res, but for this scale, it'll work fine. Now, if you've got some experience with image editing software like Canva or Photoshop, you can take it a step further and recreate more accurate and higher quality plates from scratch. That's what I like to do. Start with a blank plate, add the correct font, colors, and those little fine details. This way you have full control over the final look. Bottom line is that license plates are one of the easiest mods you can recreate yourself. Step 3. Measure your plate area. Measure the plate area on your diecast to get the exact dimensions you need, because not all 1/18 models are identical. A standard real plate is 6 inches by 12 inches, which in 1/18 scale comes out to roughly a 1/3 inch by 2/3 inch, or more precisely, 8.5 millimeters by 17 millimeters. Once you've got your exact measurements dialed in, you're ready for the next step. Step 4. Prepare your plate for printing. For this, I'm using and highly recommend Avery glossy label sheets. I'll leave a link in the description. You'll have to download a template in the format you prefer. I'm using Photoshop. Once your template is loaded, bring in your plate images and size them accordingly. Just a heads up, this part could take a bit of trial and error. I usually print at least 3 copies of each plate, just in case. I always print a test sheet on regular paper first, cut the plates out, and check the fit. Then adjust as needed. Once you've got the size locked in, you're ready for the final print. Load your glossy label sheet, make sure your printer settings match, and print. And finally, step 5, application. Alright, once your plates are printed, it's time to apply them. What I like to do is peel the label off and stick it onto a piece of parchment paper first. That way, when you cut them out, you're not slicing into the full label sheet, and it's much easier to handle. When cutting, precision is key. Nice, straight cuts. Whether you go slow and controlled or one clean pass, find what works best for you. If you want to take it a step further, you can even round the corners for a more realistic look. Just take your time, and once you're happy, it's ready to apply. Now you might be asking, do we remove the original plate? Well, my answer is no. Keep it original. It'll be way better for the value. We're just going to layer over the original because these labels are easy to remove later if ever you want to. I like to use plastic tweezers for placement. Just make sure you get properly aligned and fully cover the original plate. Then use a flat plastic tool to press it down nice and clean. Now for some cars like the Bullitt Charger or Bueller Ferrari, there's no plate base at all to support the license plate, so we need to create one. You can get creative here. Cut whatever small plastic pieces you can find around the house. Or if you have the option, you can 3D print one, which is what I'm going to do because I can give it a proper framed look. I'll print a black backing for the Charger and a silver one for the Ferrari. For more realism, you can also use a chrome marker, which works surprisingly well. Now we can apply the plate sticker to the backing, then the backing to the car using glue dots. They hold strong but aren't permanent, so no damage to your model or its paint. Just make sure it's really straight before it settles. And just like that, you're done. Now, these models are way more screen accurate than they were before. It's crazy how something as small as a license plate can completely change a model. And that's really the point of this. Don't be afraid to customize your die casts. Get creative with it. Add more detail, fix what brands missed, and make them your own. If you've got your own methods, tips, suggestions, or questions, drop them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more ways you can upgrade your models, hit the subscribe button right here and check out these videos right here. I'm Rick, and thanks for watching the Model Car Vault.
Dad, this is not the car you ordered.